To all the non-believers.
How did that?
To all the non-believers. Especially you, Tom Jackson. Way to have our back, Keyshawn. Anybody can be beat.
So how did that just feel?
Felt great. Poetic justice. We know we were a much better team than we came up and represented ourselves. And we're pissed off. We was ready to come back and show what type of defense, what type of team this was, what kind of character we had. We take a lot of slack. People gave us no chance, like we barely made it in playoffs. We're a good football team.
It looks like this team played with anger all day. Why, Bart?
For all you non-believers, disrespect us, talk crap about the defense like we ain't the third best defense in the league. All we hear is about their defense. They can't stop a nosebleed. 25th in the league, and we the one to get disrespected.
Congratulations. See you in Pittsburgh.
Can't wait.
Back to you.
Hey, welcome to The Standard. I'm your host, W. Cadell. We're recording from the cheap seats. It's the weekend of September 20th, 2019. Fall is here. School is back. Season 2. And with that said, we're going to get right into the in week 3 news. And that's AB, Antonio Brown. Of course, here we are, leading off with him again because he's always the news. I don't want to talk about Antonio Brown. And Antonio Brown makes it so we talk about him as far as giving the news. He's been released by the Patriots. Among numerous sexual misconduct allegations made against him, in social media outbursts, it seems the Patriots have had enough. Bill Belichick was at a press conference earlier and or was being questioned by the media, and he asked the media not to ask him any Antonio Brown questions. They did not comply with that request. And they asked him a couple more questions. Coach Belichick walked out of the press conference. And here we are later on in the day, Antonio Brown is released. There's nothing more in the story for now. We will, he's still being investigated by the National Football League for sexual misconduct. He still has lawsuits against him, and he has new allegations that have been brought up against him by a painter that he hired to paint a portrait in his home, a mural, I believe, in his home. And she said that Antonio Brown accosted her while he was nude and rubbed on her and other things that would be defined as sexual misconduct, legally, of course. With that said, the Patriots are going to be playing the New York Jets, rather. And the Jets are a very banged up team. This is a team who had high expectations coming into the season, or had decent expectations by a lot of the media and the fans. A lot of people thought the Jets could be an 8-8, 9-7 football team, including myself. But things have turned for the worst in a hurry. Here in week 3, they're only 0-2. After that Cleveland beating they took at the hands of the Browns at home. Odell Beckham Jr. torched them like I told you he would. He let them gave them business so much that they took Tremaine Johnson off of him. The big money cornerback is on the bench, is relegated to the bench or an auxiliary role. Terrible signing by the Jets. It's turning out to be, comparable to other bad signings like Joakim Noah or Jacoby Ellsbury, and others in New York. So, Tremaine Johnson. Jets need help at corner, and they're not going to get it between then and Sunday. So that means they're going to go against Brady and a pissed-off Pat team, probably, who's going to show the world why they're 23-point favorites and put the hands of the football gods on the Jets. Jamal Adams was disgruntled after the Browns game. He unfollowed the Jets on Instagram. He was fined after the game because he was given a late hit penalty against Baker Mayfield going out of bounds. It was very light, but they felt like it was out of after the play was dead. And Jamal's gripe is he's like, I gotta come up full. I'm going full speed, and you guys want me to pull up, And if I do pull up, and then the guy doesn't go out of bounds and he leaves, So they're in a no-win situation, a lot of his defensive backs, and they feel, and that's how they feel. They feel vulnerable like that. So, but that's just the way it is. It's gonna have to be, because the way this whole league is getting sued, the NFL doesn't make money to give it away in lawsuits. This whole concussion CTE thing has the NFL scared to death. Same thing with the having beef with the Kaepernick and other civil rights groups and the people as a whole. The NFL doesn't want any problems. The NFL is going to try to help, give everybody what they want as much as they can do, and and try to soothe it and try to, keep the machine cranking the money, and that's what they do. It's one of the biggest businesses in the country. That's why they enlisted a Jay-Z. To keep it moving. That's why they are paying out these CTE money, these lawsuits for now. Once they've done all that for these current guys, the guys with the new helmets and stuff, they're not trying to give them that. They're like, oh, we gave you the helmets. They know what they're doing. It's a business. It's a corporation. This is the American way. Okay, so yeah, man. Good luck to my Jets with the third string quarter. They crushed Travis Simeon on Monday night. On the Jets, man. Yo, man. You gotta be a glutton, like or just loyal as fuck. You either a glutton for punishment or you loyal as hell. I would take me, I'm the latter, but but it is what it is. I'm 40-year-old man. And these teams are just, it's a game, people. We do this because we like it, and we like it. It kills, it's a lot that comes with sports. It's a way of life. So I'm not even going to explain it. But, I don't like them down there. The Giants, on the other hand, they're going to go down to Tampa. And, of course, the great Eli Manning, Hall of Famer, in my opinion, future Hall of Famer. A lot of people don't feel the same way. But we're going to see how that goes out there. And 2-time Super Bowl MVP, 2 championships. I know he hasn't had the best regular season. He's a 500 quarterback. And, he's won 8 playoff games. I believe he's lost 2. So, he hasn't been to the playoffs that many times in all the years he's been here. I think he's been in the playoffs maybe 5 times. It might be 5 out of the... He's been here since 2004, 15 years. So, Eli Manning, he's going to be relegated to a bench role, and as a mentor, whether he likes it or not, at least for the time being, unless something happens or... something happens. Until then, Coach Shermer, it was funny how it came down because Coach Shermer announced it at his conference and everything, and the absence of John Mara was very peculiar, because usually he has something to say in these situations, and him and Gettleman not having anything to say and just letting the coach handle it is very telling, and to me it tells me that this decision is going to be what makes or breaks Coach Shermer, because he said Eli can't play, or Eli is not, gives him the least better option to win than Daniel Jones. That's what he said at the conference. So we're gonna see. The way they handled the Eli Manning situation since McAdoo the Giants have done an awful job. So here we are now. The chickens are coming home. They're going to try to do as much damage control and get through this process as smoothly as possible. You don't want to run down the all-pro back. You don't want to run down Saquon Barkley into the ground. You want him to be good when the kid gets good, because the plan is for the kid to get good. It's funny, man. The Giants could have had Lamar Jackson, Beckham, and Barkley, but the Giants weren't messing with that kind of quarterback. They didn't want that trap music listening to type of QB, and that franchise is not going to wasn't going to ever draft the Lamar Jackson. But now he's here in Baltimore tearing shit up, and we're going to see. Everyone said he can't play, but here he is playing great. So, Giants in Tampa against Jameis Winston, the enigmatic one.
I want everybody to look at me. I'm going to pass it to corner after I say one thing.
Man. Yo, Jameis is a funny player. Sometimes he can be on fire, he can tear shit up, and in other games he's awful. It's like there's no in between with him. Most of the time he's to the bad side. So, but this is a good opportunity for him against a team with a suspect secondary. And he's got Mike Evans and them boys, Godwin, and they're dangerous, man. So we're going to see for the Giants. I believe the Giants were getting 6 and 7.5. I don't remember this number. I think it was like, but I knew I didn't really want to touch the game as far as the spread goes. But we're going to see what happens. One game that I really like, though, is is Arizona against the banged up Panthers and the banged up Cam Newton. I really love the Cardinals. They're getting 2.5 points. They're 2.5 point favorites, and the Panthers don't even know if Cam's going to play. Coach walked out of the press conference as well. You know, he was tired of asking questions about Cam. He said, "Yo, stop asking me about Cam." They asked him about Cam. He left. You know, motherfucker said, "I don't want to talk about Cam. Why you gonna ask the motherfucker about Cam?" You know, so we're gonna see what happens with that. But like I said, I like them a lot. I'm talking about the Cardinals with Kyler Murray. The young boy, yo, that little midget, man. I call him a midget in the most affectionate way because I'm a midget. You know what I'm saying? That boy, man, I like him, man. We're going to see what happens with him, though. You know, disgruntled Jalen Ramsey played well with his Jacksonville Jaguar teammates. And that's what they did. They sacked Mariota, and they hit Mariota, and they hit the Titans. Henry got a late touchdown late in the game to make it look respectable. They lost 20-7. And I wish I would have came on here, and that's why I'm giving you a lot of points, a lot of spreads, a lot of predictions today, because last night I wanted to tell everyone that I felt Jacksonville was going to cover. And I'll show you, you know, the receipts, but it doesn't anyone no good now. But, yeah, I like them a lot, and they covered, and they took care of me last night. That 27 win against the Titans. I picked against the Titans 3 times, or not against them. I picked their games because the first time I took them against the Browns, they covered. Then I took the Colts. The Colts got them for me. Then I took the Jags last night. I don't know if I'm gonna stay on that train, but you know, the spreads are the spreads. But speaking of the spreads, I like the Lions against Philadelphia. I don't like the banged up Eagles. I think the Lions at 7.5 point, depending on what you're getting from them. I'm getting 7.5. I love the Lions on that number. They might fuck around and win the game. You know, the Eagles are banged up, and everybody loses football games. You know, these are the type of games. Yeah. With that said, I like the Texans against the Chargers. I really like the Texans a lot. They're getting 3.5 for me, and the Chargers, they're always going to play close games, and in some of those games they go down in. So I think the Texans might even take the money line on that one too. But I definitely like them on a number on the 3.5. And you know, well, anyway, Football Friday, Georgia Notre Dame tomorrow. You know, Georgia is giving 14 points in that one. So we're gonna see, man. I mean, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, huh? Well, I'm gonna see you guys soon. Standard. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. You know, all any reactions, you know, requests. You guys, you know, keep me going. Keep making me work and do a lot more and more of these. I like to do this, man, because sports is the way of life. It's what we do, man. You know, we've been doing this shit since the auditorium. You know, so see you guys soon. Thanks.